You don't need to speak to be noticed. In fact, the most attractive people often say the least, but their presence speaks volumes. Want to know how they do it? In a loud world full of noise, true power lies in subtlety. Being silently attractive means mastering your presence, energy, and habits that draw people in without ever needing to shout for attention. These 11 habits are what socially magnetic people use daily. Let's uncover the secrets of quiet confidence. In a world that often feels rushed, loud, and overstimulated, calm energy stands out like a lighthouse in a storm. It draws people in, not because it demands attention, but because it offers peace in contrast to the chaos. When you carry yourself with calm composure, you project emotional stability, which sends a powerful message to others. You are in control of yourself, your reactions, and your world. This unshakable presence is incredibly attractive because it makes people feel safe, respected, and grounded just by being around you. While others react impulsively, overtalk, or compete for attention, someone with calm energy doesn't chase validation. They radiate quiet confidence. They listen more than they speak, pause instead of react. They speak up when necessary, which sends a message of unshakable confidence. They listen more than they speak, pause instead of react, and move with purpose rather than urgency. This kind of energy shows maturity, emotional intelligence, and inner strength. Calmness signals that you're not easily shaken or thrown off balance, and that self-assurance invites trust and admiration. Even in group settings, a person with calm energy doesn't need to speak loudly or dominate the space. Their body language, gentle eye contact, and composed demeanor make them naturally magnetic. They exude the kind of presence that people are instinctively drawn to, not because they're trying to impress, but because they create an atmosphere that allows others to exhale, relax, and feel seen without judgment. In relationships, both personal and professional, calm energy builds stronger connections. It de-escalates conflict, fosters healthy dialogue, and makes people more willing to open up and be themselves. You don't need to be cold or detached. Calmness doesn't mean emotionless. It means balanced, present, and in control of your emotional state. It means knowing who you are, what you stand for, and not letting the external noise disturb your inner peace. This kind of silent strength makes you attractive in a way that words never could. It doesn't matter how loud the world gets. If your spirit remains steady, people will naturally be drawn to you because you embody something rare: tranquility, depth, and unshakable self-worth. In essence, being calm isn't just about being quiet. It's about being anchored, and that anchor becomes your most attractive quality. Deep listening is one of the most powerful yet underrated habits that silently makes a person attractive. It's more than just hearing words. It's about being fully present, emotionally attuned, and genuinely curious about the person in front of you. When you truly listen, without interrupting, without thinking of what you'll say next, or without waiting for your turn to speak, you give someone a rare gift, your full attention. In a world where people are constantly distracted, multitasking, or glued to their screens, real listening has become a lost art. But when someone feels that you're not just hearing them, you're with them in that moment, it creates a profound emotional connection. They feel valued, validated, and seen. This kind of presence builds silent influence because it shows maturity, empathy, and self-control. People remember how you made them feel, and deep listening makes them feel safe and heard. It communicates that you're not self-centered, that you care more about understanding than being understood, and that you're grounded enough to focus outside of yourself. This creates trust, and trust is at the heart of all meaningful relationships, whether personal, social, or professional. Deep listeners ask thoughtful questions, read between the lines, pick up on tone and body language, and reflect back understanding through eye contact, facial expressions, and gentle nods. They resist the urge to fix, judge, or compete. And ironically, by speaking less and listening more, they often end up commanding more respect in conversations because people sense their wisdom and emotional intelligence. Deep listening also helps you read people better. What's not being said is often more important than what is. You begin to notice patterns, hesitations, emotional cues, and contradictions. This gives you social insight that most people miss. It's not manipulation, it's understanding people on a deeper level. And that depth is what makes you silently magnetic. People start to seek your presence, not because you dazzle them with words, but because they feel seen and understood in your company. That emotional safety is addictive. In romantic relationships, it creates intimacy. In friendships, it builds loyalty. In leadership, it inspires trust. The truth is, everyone wants to be heard, but very few know how to listen. If you become the exception, you immediately stand out. So the next time you're in a conversation, stop planning your response. Don't rush to speak. Just listen with your ears, eyes, and heart. You'll find that your silence says far more than you think, and your quiet attention becomes one of your most attractive qualities. Before you say a single word, your body is already communicating something to everyone around you, and posture is one of the first things people notice. A powerful, upright posture isn't just about looking good or standing straight. It's a clear and silent message to the world that you respect yourself and expect to be respected in return. Standing tall, with your shoulders back, your chest open, and your chin level, communicates confidence, self-assurance, and presence. It tells people that you are grounded, aware of your worth, and not afraid to take up space. This kind of posture naturally draws attention, not in an arrogant or aggressive way, but in a way that signals silent leadership. People instinctively pay more attention to those whose body language conveys stability and strength. On the other hand, slouched or closed posture, like hunched shoulders, looking down, or crossed arms, signals insecurity, self-doubt, or emotional withdrawal. Whether you're walking into a room, sitting at a table, or standing in a conversation, your posture shapes how others perceive you and how you feel about yourself. In fact, studies show that your posture doesn't just reflect your mood, it can create it. Standing powerfully actually boosts feelings of confidence, focus, and even reduces stress. This is why posture is one of the fastest ways to shift your energy and silently attract attention. When your physical presence is aligned, people subconsciously view you as more capable, credible, and composed, even if you don't say much. It also gives the impression that you're secure in your own skin and don't need to overcompensate with loud words or forced behaviors. This self-possession is deeply attractive because it reflects a strong inner foundation. Whether you're walking into a job interview, meeting someone new, speaking in a group, or even sitting quietly by yourself, owning your posture is about owning your energy. It tells the world that you belong in any space you enter. The way you hold yourself shapes not just how others treat you, but how you treat yourself. Someone with powerful posture moves slower, more deliberately, and with greater control, which conveys poise and quiet authority. It's not about being stiff or overly rigid. True powerful posture is relaxed, natural, and centered. You don't need to speak loudly, wave your arms, or try to dominate a room when your posture already does that for you. Over time, consistently holding strong posture builds a silent reputation. People begin to associate you with strength, reliability, and self-respect. Just by the way you carry yourself, it becomes a form of silent charisma. So the next time you walk into a room, Don't underestimate the power of how you stand, sit, and move. Let your posture be your voice, one that speaks confidence before you ever open your mouth. Eye contact is one of the most powerful forms of nonverbal communication, and when used with balance, it becomes a silent force that commands respect, builds trust, and radiates quiet confidence. The eyes, often called the windows to the soul, reveal far more than words ever could. Making eye contact shows presence. It says, I'm here, I'm grounded, I'm listening. It says, I'm in control, I'm present, I'm radiant, I'm in touch, I'm calm, I'm connected, I'm respected, I'm communicative, I'm willing to set my moral compass 10 times higher. Let the same stand for man, and the same apply to woman. And I'm engaged, but the real magic lies in the balance. Too much eye contact, especially if it's unblinking, intense, or forced, can feel aggressive, confrontational, or even intimidating. It can make others uncomfortable and push them away, as if they're being examined or challenged. On the other hand, avoiding eye contact entirely suggests insecurity, nervousness, or lack of self-assurance. It sends the message that you're unsure of yourself or disconnected from the moment, which weakens your presence and makes you